Pizza time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, August 18th, 2022. I am, of course, RJ, your fellow Marvel Maniac, and today we are going to be discussing She-Hulk's premiere. She-Hulk is finally out. It is here. We're here. It's time for She-Hulk. Before we get into She-Hulk, gotta say hello to the lovely chat, because without you guys, why am I even here? You guys make everything awesome, and I appreciate all of you here watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the Marvel Maniac channel as we near my goal of 300 subs by the end of the month. We are about, I think, like 29 away. So please smack that like button and hit that subscribe button on the Marvel Maniac channel. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's get into a couple things. First, we have a couple new members. Ryan, hashtag Believe the Plan, hashtag DCCU Cinematics, new member on MME. Thank you, Ryan. Rational Skeptic, who's also a new member. Thank you, Rational Skeptic. Slow Dog Films is here. Hello. Little Movie Purpose here. Hello. Little Movie Purpose here saying, LOL, people complaining about CGI. It was fantastic. Maybe some shoddy parts, but holy crap, those facial expressions Hulk was giving was next level. Saw a lot of subtle acting in there. Great stuff. I agree. Donovan Martin's here. Hello. Maybe Donovan. We'll see. I might touch upon that. We'll see. Samir's here. Hello. She-Hulk episode 1 and that post-credit scene. Yes, we'll talk about that as well. Joey Herrera. What's up? Good to see you here, Joey. Figure Drawing is here. Hello. Casali's here. Hello. Tony Robinson's here. Caleb Stock is here. Jordan Davis is here. Yes, we will get into that, Joey. I think, yes. I think that is what we're getting set up here. And Little Movie Perp, if you want, you are more than welcome to pop on the stream. I can post a link in the MME members thing if you would like. Totally up to you, though. No pressure. You do not have to if you are busy or don't want to. I'm going to try something a little different. We're going to see if... let's see. Let's see if I can try this. I'm going to pull up the thing. So let's see. I will send the link out because I can post on the community tab on Max's channel, which is pretty nice. It's pretty nice to be able to do that. It helps me out a lot. So once Little Movie Perp gets in here, I will not need to do that again. As you can see, I'm very prepared. I don't have any issues here. All channel members. All right. First time doing this, folks. I've never done this before. All right, so that is published for members only. So there you go. I will delete that, though, after Little Movie Perp gets in here. It's just for him. Hi, what's up, Brian? What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Interesting. My guy.
Yeah, just for full transparency, the last couple of days have been really shitty for me.
I can imagine, dude. I'm
dealing
really sorry.
Dealing with AT&T and bills and just life stuff and money issues, and it's just been very depressing couple of days. But She-Hulk was good enough to where it kind of perked me right back up, so I am okay now.
That's good. No, trust me. When I was done with the stream last night, I actually talked to Enosh and told him what was going on and why I was upset, and so I feel like I had a good conversation with him. So that's good.
That's good. So we're talking about She-Hulk now. Mm-hmm. So what did you think of the first episode of She-Hulk as we get into this?
It was great. Absolutely loved it. I even stayed up for midnight for it, and I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, and we have a guest here, Little Movie Perp. Welcome to the show. I think this is the first time I've ever had you on one of these streams. So welcome.
Yeah. It's good to be here. Finally, I get to talk to you about something we both seem to enjoy. She-Hulk.
Yes. So Brian enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. What did you think of the first episode of She-Hulk?
I thought it was very good. It's a very good first episode. I wanted to get to the lawyering stuff, and I understand I have to wait. So I kind of wish they gave us 2 episodes, But I
Yeah,
understand
that
they
is my
have to
one
catch us
complaint.
up.
I wish they would have maybe dropped the first 2 or 3 episodes. I think if they would have done that, I think it would have maybe been a better start. But I understand they want to do the week-to-week thing. I just think maybe for this kind of show, it would have been better if we had a couple episodes instead of just one.
Yeah, to really find its groove, because it definitely isn't going to be what this first episode was, right?
No, this first episode's not reflective of the show at all. It's like it was
Exactly.
the origin story episode.
Yeah. And I felt that a little bit. I'm still really excited. I felt like this was like you had to do it. It felt like almost like doing homework before you get to the fun stuff a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. And they talked about this a little bit behind the scenes too, where they were like, well, this was going to be episode 8, but we figured people were going to want the origin story first. So we moved this episode to be the pilot episode. So they kind of reworked things in post, which I think maybe kind of explains some of the more clunkier editing, perhaps. Because I think there was some clunky editing a little bit in this episode, but nothing that was like so bad it was distracting, at least to me personally. And I agree that the CGI was a lot better in this, a lot better. I mean,
yeah, dude, the Mark Ruffalo facial expressions, the nuance he was able to give in his performances was just phenomenal. It's like that was great. Even like I was looking at his hair most of the time. I was like, how great that hair looks. The CGI was really, really, really freaking good.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna try something very different here. We're not gonna play the audio, obviously, but we're kind of gonna go through the episode. So it kind of starts off with this this lawyer thing, which I kind of like. This it was kind of like an interesting introduction because
she was shooting a commercial, basically. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it felt like a commercial, but also like she was preparing for like a statement kind of thing, which I thought was interesting, like their conclusion to her thing. And we kind of like jump into the middle of the story. Now, my one critique, though, one thing I probably would have done differently, because she breaks the fourth wall at the end of this, right? Being like, oh, I should probably tell you like why I'm a Hulk. My only complaint with this, though, is that I think what they should have done instead is that I think they should have had it be the courtroom scene. Titania bursts out. She turns into She-Hulk and punches her. And then they do the freeze frame, be like, oh, you're probably wondering how I got to this point. Well, let me explain. I maybe would have done that instead.
Just like Deadpool?
Yeah, kind of. That's probably what I would have done instead of doing this per se.
Yeah, I think that kind of works because it would also be talking to like the people in the court, like it's like a double thing. It's like I can explain this.
Yeah. Hey, Senior Nerd, your mic is picking up our stuff.
Oh, sorry. Let me be right back.
Okay, go ahead. But yeah, that was like my one complaint with it, perhaps, that I wish it could have maybe done that instead. But I think that this was perfectly fine. To me, this did feel like a reshoot, though. It felt like a reshoot. So, but that wasn't too bothersome for me. And then we kind of get like the few months ago thing. And then I thought this was cool. So that did so they kind of explained like why Bruce Banner was in human form and Shang-Chi has like this little bracelet thing on, which I thought was interesting. I was like, what the heck is that thing? And they kind of just explained it quickly, So that worked for me. Yeah. Just let me know, Senior Nerd, when you fix your mic thing. Hey, what's up, Hans? So then we get into the virgin shaming that everyone's complaining about. She has her theory that Steve Rogers was a virgin.
I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah.
Is it shaming though? She's just curious.
No, apparently it's virgin shaming. That was what I heard from from Heel versus Babyface, that this is virgin shaming.
I mean, she was doing a logic train and it made sense, right?
Yeah, she had her theory. I didn't mind that too much.
I'm giving her the virgin shaming free pass. Okay, you can have it.
And by the way, this whole chopsticks, that's gonna catch on. I'm gonna see people doing this.
Well, you know what that's a reference to, though, right?
No,
that's a reference to Oscar Isaac, because Oscar Isaac, there's a famous meme picture of him eating hot Cheetos with chopsticks. That's where that comes from.
Oh,
so I thought that was a little clever nod to that.
But it's actually kind of ingenious.
It is,
if you think about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm eating Cheetos right now, and I got cheese dust all over them bitches. I got to clean my shit before I touch my mouse.
Yeah, it's an ingenious way to not get Cheeto fingers. So this is like, okay, so here we go. So they're talking about this, and then all of a sudden, boom, spaceship. So obviously everyone's going to be talking about this because it's kind of like the big thing. That's a Sakaar spaceship, right? That is from Thor Ragnarok. But here's the question, though, right? They kind of talk about this later in the episode. So what is the message that they're trying to send to Hulk? Because they're trying to find him, right? Because he was their champion who escaped from Sakaar. So my question is, what is the message? And is this our lead-in for World War Hulk? Or Planet Hulk? I don't know.
Yeah, don't we have to
could
get a
get some
Planet Hulk
potential.
before we do World War Hulk, right?
Well, technically, Planet Hulk was Thor Ragnarok. Because remember, Hulk was on Sakaar for 2 years.
Yeah, but he didn't
So-
rally the troops in that. Isn't that what he has to do somewhere?
I mean, they kind of like Thor helped him rally the troops, sort of.
Yeah, I
like
guess you're right.
The
Yeah, that's true.
rebellion.
That's true. I don't know if it's World War Hulk, but World War Hulk. Try to say that 5 times fast. Anyway,
Yeah,
but
World War Hulk, World
there
War
was
Hulk.
clearly like it feels like they're setting up something for Hulk for sure, right? Like even the way they're setting up an arc or something for him, one way or another. They gave a lot of good emphasis on Hulk in this.
I mean, the rumor is that he had a son who's Scar, and that the rumor is that he's going to go back to space. Like he's going to go figure out what's going on Sakaar, and he's going to have to go back. And then maybe that'll lead to like a World War Hulk movie that could get announced at D23 next month. So,
Damn.
Listen, more Hulk. Like if we get another Hulk movie, and this is our setup for that, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's me too. I feel like they're setting up for any Hulk movie. I'm down for it. It feels like it, either or. So yeah.
Yeah. So the other big thing with this, though, is this is different from the comics in terms of her origin. Because in the comic, she got like assassinated, like she got like hit by the mob. Like the mob shot her, and like Bruce had to do like a blood transfusion. And this they get into a car crash, and then like their blood mixes because she ends up cutting herself. I thought this was interesting because like, did anyone get like the classic Hulk TV show vibes from this? Like in terms of how they handled like both the transformation into She-Hulk for the first time, but also like all the stuff in like the woods and like kind of hiding, sort of. I don't know. I got like everyone was complaining about this shot, by the way. Grace was all like, "This is so cheap and lazy. It's a bad edit." Everyone's like, they hated this shot right here.
This is why. I mean, it's a bad edit. It's a shot.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was interesting for sure. But yeah, I mean, how did you guys feel about some of the I guess we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the feminist agenda. The feminist agenda in this show. Hey, what's up, Rhea? Because everyone's complaining about the feminist agenda in this.
I mean, I don't see it. I see the social commentary, you know, and it's not like you don't hear about this all the time. I liked her little moment where she's like, dude, I control my anger. When people hit on me and I have to constantly control my anger, you know, and this is stuff I think women are saying every day, more or less, you know, like this is, you know, what they have to go through their day to day that us as guys don't really have that perspective, you know? So I don't really, I don't see it as like, this is forcing this agenda. Cause what is it forcing? It's like, what is it saying? It's like, those guys that do that are scumbags, right? Like that if you're like harassing a woman or anything like that, there's a scumbags. Like, okay, you don't agree with that? Like, what is the agenda that it's forcing?
Well, you know, people are going to say that it's like, oh my God, she looks like she's got beat up and abused. And all these women are helping her put makeup on and getting her a new outfit. And then she turns into She-Hulk technically for the first time because she gets harassed by men. It's woke, you know?
Yeah.
She gets catcalled. It's like they didn't physically threaten her. Why would she turn into She-Hulk right away?
But that's exactly what she was talking about. That's like sometimes they just want to be left alone. Sometimes if like a lady's just standing there, she wants to mind her own business, just leave her alone. You know, that's the whole thing. You're not entitled to her attention. You know, and that's sort of what she was complaining about. You know, to Bruce, is like, I have to control that every day. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. And one of the things that everyone was calling was like, she's gonna throw the rock over farther than Hulk, and it's like, no, like Hulk actually did that, and you could feel like the shame in Hulk after he did. It's like, I shouldn't have showed off like that. That is the type of, it went deeper than just, oh, I could throw the rock farther than
I
the Hulk.
also
It was
think
like,
when he threw the rock further, he was focusing on more on Hulk than Bruce. And then the first time, it was a combination of both Bruce and Hulk. And then the second time, he was like, you know what? Let me show my full force as Hulk.
And that's why he felt the shame?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of the thing here, too. So they do like a lot. So this is interesting. We kind of get like some backstory here is that Tony helped Bruce build this little getaway spot in Mexico. And this is the lab where, of course, he trained. Like you were saying, Little Movie Purple, I thought the CGI for Hulk, especially in this episode, was quite well done.
Oh, I think what helped with it was because they already had the models from like Endgame. And so they're like, it's easy to render. While in for She-Hulk, it may be harder. So I think that's why they're doing these certain characters in shows. So then it's like, okay, you can, do it here, and then when it gets to the bigger screen, it's more theatrical.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought. I mean, listen, I'm not the. Well, actually, they finally give him a proper name, Smart Hulk, right?
Yeah.
So, kind of explain that there's like this thing going on with their blood. They're like synthesizing gamma radiation, and apparently, Hulk's arm was completely healed when their blood mixed. So I guess her blood maybe also has healing properties too. I guess maybe is that kind of the intention here?
I think it's because in the comics they both have the same rare blood type. So I think the blood type was like RHLUN or something like that. So that's like a really rare blood type in real life as well.
Yeah, no, fan myself. I agree. I think there was some choppy editing and jump cuts a little bit in this episode, but I think that issue may be because they kind of reworked this episode in post because this was meant to be episode 8, but they reworked it into being the pilot.
And also, well, funny enough is that I didn't let it like distract me so much, but I liked how even you can tell like after watching the episode, you can tell that the whole first like 5 minutes of it, like that whole scene was definitely done in reshoots. But then I was like, it didn't bother me. It was like, okay, this episode makes perfect sense to be the first episode. The way it handles itself, it sets up everything for the season, like with the blood stuff. With Bruce is like internal struggle even more, and also the Sakaar ship comes up, and Titania is in this episode, so it sets up everything for this series, for the first season, so that's why it's a great pilot for this.
RJ, you mentioned before about Tony Stark and Bruce Banner working on this, and I really like that because one of the things I missed that was sort of introduced in the original first Avengers was Tony Stark and Banner looked like they actually bonded, like they liked.
Yeah, the science bros. The science bros.
Yeah,
right,
and I love the way how Tony cared about him. He's like, hey man, I can make this for you. We could do this together. Blah blah. I really like that, and so I really dug that. Banner, there was a clear relationship there, and Banner still mourns for this guy. I really dug that. I'm glad they're not just like, okay, we're only going to do one movie where we mourn for everyone and then moving on. It's like, these deaths still linger.
Right. No Way Home, Far From Home.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
She-Hulk, like I think, and Armor Wars and Ironheart and all these other shows will definitely deal with. Mm-hmm. Of course, I think the biggest death of Endgame was Tony Stark, and so
because Captain America is apparently on the moon. So
yeah, well,
is that real? Or you mean
I don't know. In Falcon Winter Soldier, they made a joke in the conspiracy theories that he lives on the moon now. So I don't know, but this was interesting. So this line right here kind of pissed some people off, and I want your guys' take on this. So they kind of she basically like makes some snarky remarks saying, "Oh, so that means I'm better than you," in regards to her blood. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, yeah, because I'm better than you." No, it's basically different in a better way. And everyone's like, oh god, she's already like being cocky and arrogant, saying that she's better than her cousin. oh God, what are they doing? You know, people are all
I mean,
pissed
but
off
that's
about
like
that.
how it is in the comics, where she is like handles the Hulk form better than her cousin, and that's another integral struggle that Bruce has because
Nicotinier says the show is so woke, I hate it.
but yeah, like the thing is that they capitalize on that very well, and that Jennifer knows who she is and she understands, and she's like, okay,
Right. Yes, this is woke. The Rippaverse will be peak fiction. There you go.
Yeah, and like it's also good juxtaposition. I mean, if he's very humble about his powers, and it's like, oh, we got to do good with it. It works better if you have the polar opposite of that. It's like here's a person like, oh, so I have these powers and I'm better than you. It's like, no, it's not about that. Like this is good. This is how you get tit for tat. This is how you get.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is also interesting too. Like, so he destroys the vials of blood because it's way too dangerous, and if her blood gets out there, it could make another one of them, right? So I feel like that's kind of like the Chekhov's gun sort of thing. That's
it
gonna
also
come back
references
later.
to the fact that there was blood at that lab with Samuel Stearns, and it got to Emil Blonsky and created Abomination.
Yeah.
And also created the leader. So it's like, two very bad things happened because someone had his blood.
I love this part right here. She turns into She-Hulk during this thing. She's like, yes. And it's like, no, because he thinks he's going to like rage out and get all angry and uncontrollable. And he's like, stop. And then he like talks to her, like talks like lullaby kind of. Like, no, relax. Whoa, girl. Like, and then she makes a comment, why are you talking to me like I'm a horse? I thought that was funny. I like that line, actually. And it's like, yeah, and then she's still in there. So she doesn't have the dual personality thing, which, again, that shocks Bruce. Because, again, right from the comics, she doesn't have to deal with that. And then we get some training and stuff. How do you guys feel about, like, the comedy and stuff in this, too?
It was fine. It wasn't over the top.
It was over the top. If this episode felt more dramatic than comedic. Especially with the cousin rivalry stuff, and I like how they continue referencing the Incredible Hulk in this premiere, like with like small little things where like Bruce is like,
by the way,
jump out of
real quick,
jump out of a jet and fall.
Yeah, real quick, rest in peace, the people of Mexico. Hulk through this, and it's probably going to kill somebody or an entire town.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, maybe like a meteor.
I love seeing that though, because like that shows like just how strong Hulk has been, and we kind of feel like we've been lacking that strong Hulk, and there he is throwing a boulder, turning into an asteroid. Like that's the kind of Hulk I want to see right there.
It landed in San Diego.
Yeah, real quick, Rhea, and I love getting Rhea's perspective on this. Thank you, Rhea, for chiming in, saying, speaking from my own experiences, everything Jennifer said happens to her has been true for me. I don't think she said once that it's the norm for every woman or femme-presenting person ever, though. No, that's true, and we're going to get to that line in a second, because that's kind of been like a big talking point, and it's, let's get drunk and all that, which is fun. But she basically says this, and this is kind of the line. So she talks about like, so she really does not want to be a superhero, which I think is kind of like going to be like the big character arc for this season. She does not want to be a hero. She doesn't want to go out saving people. She doesn't want to be She-Hulk. She just wants to be herself.
She wants to be a legal hero.
Yeah, legal hero, but not a superhero. Yeah. Right. And this is the thing that the line that's kind of people everyone talking about managing anger. So then she says this, and this has kind of been like the sticking point for a lot of people. She says, I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street. When incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me. I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or might just literally get murdered. So that is very... so I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you. So people were like very upset at this line. Some people were very upset about this, kind of talking about that. It's like she's kind of like basically saying, I'm better than the Hulk, I'm better than this and that because I'm a woman and I experience anger more than you. And I don't think that's what the writers were trying to convey, personally. I mean, like, how do you guys feel about that line and the way that they executed that whole thing?
I didn't have a
I
problem
think-
with it.
Yeah, I
at
have
all,
a problem with it at
'cause,
all. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of true, or at least in my experience, my personal experience.
I mean, it's
I've
difficult.
always-
It's difficult
I've
to have
always
this
known,
conversation. Yeah, because it's
I've
difficult
always
to
most of
have
the
this
females I
women.
know kind of handle their
Well,
emotions
movie
a little
perp
bit
has
differently than
done
men.
all those things.
Right, and it's difficult to have this conversation because we're all dudes here. We're not like I can't tell you what a woman experiences in their daily life, and
Like
obviously
Ray said,
every
she's
woman has a
speaking
different
from her own
experience. So
experience. Like she, like we saw in the car crash, at the end when she walks in near the bar, like how all the woman came in to protect her. Thought that something like really bad happened to her. Like all this something really did happen to her, but another really bad thing happened to her. But then when she's outside, you see all the men hitting on her and trying to like give her a ride, and then that's what causes the anger. And then
real quick, thank you,
holds out.
Diversity Fields, for a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. A woman having more than 3 lines in the show. Woke, am I right, guys? I'm now going to upload multiple videos calling the show Dead on Arrival and then watch it. This is how we win the culture war. Apparently. Thank you, though. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, man. The Watcher says she was getting bullied by a male lawyer in the show. Fast forward to the courtroom scene. That's true. The like, it's kind of like the parallel. The lawyer at the beginning was being like, "Oh, I should be the one to do it. I know what I'm doing. You should listen to me." Right. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
That's essentially what Hulk is doing too.
yeah, but I don't think Hulk is coming from a bad place.
No,
though,
not at all.
right?
Yeah. But it's sort of like the people, they can't understand other perspectives sometimes. So she's just sort of telling him, it's like, look, I do this every day. You don't understand what I have to do in order to remain composure every day. Is like a war. It's a war out there,
Yeah, and then we get a Hulk versus She-Hulk fight scene. People are all like, "How could Hulk get taken out by a Jeep? That's woke. How do you get taken out by a Jeep?" It's like he wasn't trying. But then they get pissed off and they end up fighting. I love that they actually had like this family fight. Like it's like when you fight with your sibling when you're like little kids. You got into like those tussles, I thought this is kind of cool. They did like the thunderclap, and then she learns how to do the thunderclap and all that. I thought that was cool. And then they break the poor bar. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
Broke
that
the
kind of
bar.
goes with like that was like sound waves are hurting him. That goes with the Incredible Ed Norton
Yeah.
books. Remember, they use sound
Yeah.
waves to take him down. So they're being
Yeah.
consistent.
And then she breaks the fourth wall for the first time chronologically. So my question is, did the gamma radiation give her fourth wall breaking powers?
Yes.
Oh, they took us out. Hold on.
She's a mutant.
Hold on.
Well, they didn't take us out on
Stream is unavailable.
on your channel, RJ.
Just
Oh,
on
so-
Max's.
So just
It's
on
just on
Max's.
Yeah.
Max is gonna yell at me now.
He's gonna
Yeah.
get the strike.
Hey, listen, I was trying something different. Now we just know.
You can't show a whole episode of She-Hulk on pause with mute.
Well, it wasn't the whole episode. I just had to probably be a little more selective with stuff. That's all.
That's why I don't like doing pre-recorded videos anymore, or ones where you got to do like editing and stuff. That's
Yeah.
like way too much time-consuming stuff to have it just get taken down in like a heartbeat.
Yeah, YouTube is like that though sometimes. But
Yeah.
Max will yell at me later. It's okay. Listen, you got to try different things. Otherwise, your show can be boring and stale.
True.
Yeah.
Try mixing around.
But not too different, because that's disrespecting the fans.
All right. YouTube bombed her review.
Yeah.
So where were we? So yeah, I thought that the Hulk fight scene between the two, that was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah. I think
Diverse.
it was good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I
Hey,
liked
but
it
just
because it was,
FYI, it's live on my channel too, so just give it a second. So
yeah. I mean, it's always been live on your channel. I don't think your channel would get that message.
I am so happy you told me that this was not supposed to air in this order, because I was liking the show, but I wasn't loving it. but okay, good. That gives me hope for the next couple episodes that I'm gonna fall in love, because there's something that it felt a little off to me, and yeah, this is good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. This is awkward. Now it's
Oh,
like I have to wait.
wait. So even a Hulk's Ragnarok's helmet was in that room too.
Was it?
Yeah.
I did not see it.
I'm looking at New Rockstar's thumbnail.
Oh,
It's
okay.
there.
How
Do
long?
they already have a breakdown, or
And
is
we're
this
back
watch along?
on.
Oh, we're
Max's
back.
FYI.
We're back! Yay!
we're back.
All right. So, sorry about that, folks. You're watching on Max's channel. We were live the entire time on mine, but it is what it is. We will fix. Disney got us a little bit, but that's okay, folks. I will take care of that in the thing. So, anyway, I try to pay attention to both chats. I apologize, though. I am trying to pay attention to both chats. But if you've been enjoying the conversation this far, please make sure to hit the like button on both streams and subscribe to the Marvel Maniac channel. I would greatly appreciate that, especially as we near my goal of hitting 300 subs by the end of the month. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate anybody helping me out with that. So, let's get back to it real quick. So, just one last thing I'll bring up. So, the heck was that?
Notification, sorry.
Okay, I was like,
What a notification!
All right.
Getting
So-
yelled at by Klingons or something.
So, did you
Nah,
guys
it's
like
from
the
end of 2012.
did you guys like the courtroom stuff with the fight?
Yeah, I thought that fight was really
That was cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
again, I think people are saying, "Oh, it was weirdly edited." I mean, there's a reason for it. Like, we have to remember what the show is. It's a legal comedy, and it's comedy first and legal second, and drama also involved with it. And so, and also those weird cuts are in a lot of campy comedy superhero movies. And also, I mean, like, and that's, I think, even in Ally McBeal, they had a scene where it was weirdly cut like that as well, which one of the main shows that inspired the show. So, like,
I used to love Ally McBeal.
yeah,
Not to
Ally
mention,
McBeal's really good.
Yeah, not to mention there was already the fight with Hulk. They want like two like one-on-one extended set pieces back to
Right.
back. I don't know.
And also, the thing is about it. It was just about introducing the character of Titania.
Yeah.
And like showing that she's already a threat, out there. So, and like, and showing that there's already an interaction between Jennifer and her. And so it's like, okay,
Yeah.
moving on.
Yeah, a lot of the critiques aren't like, that I think people throw at other Marvel movies just doesn't fly here, because one of the things, like, while I wasn't laughing out loud a lot, I thought the dialogue was very witty, but they never stopped to tell a joke. Like, every joke was, you were engaged within the plot.
It was natural. It was a natural progression to that joke.
And it would further on plot points or character points that they were trying to bring out. So there was never a stop, this is a joke, now back to plot.
Right.
The accusations are always thrown around with that.
And also another thing was, like this first episode was very fluid, and it had a purpose, to show you how did Jennifer get there. And also,
like I said, I want to see. I wish they would have dropped episode 2, because I want to get a sense of how, like, the week-to-week format in terms of, like, the legal cases and how they're going to handle that kind of stuff. Because, like, and this is an origin episode, so I think next week should be more telling for, like, the kind of show we're going to get more so going forward. Yeah. But I think this was a solid start, and I think this was a good way to really explore her origin. It's not, like I said, I think in terms of origin episodes, I think if I'm comparing this to Miss Marvel episode 1, I still think Miss Marvel episode was probably a bit stronger. But this was solid. This was a solid start. I'm invested in this show, and I want to see where it's going forward. I'd probably give this like a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, I think is fair. 7.5 for the first episode.
That's around what I would give it. Yeah, 7 out of 10, maybe a 6.5.
Yeah. So now that we've gotten over and discussed
and also Captain
Shield.
America.
Yes, yeah, of course. The post-credit scene, Captain America.
It's like the what the moments in with Spider-Man.
Matt Charbos is a solid 8 out of 10.
Same.
Oh,
I go a little. I go with a 7. I'd go with a 7. I think some of the editing and some of the editing and the jump cuts, I think, kind of like subtracted things away. So that was just me personally, though.
I didn't even notice them until like people were pointing it out. I was like, even after the people pointed it out on Twitter, I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care. Like
3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. I don't think it was that bad. 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. What the heck?
Got some haters in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. So
Are y'all Grace Randolph?
Actually, no, because little movie purpose here, and he is an esteemed guest tonight. I figured we should do what his expertise level is, and that should be reacting to a chud.
Oh, I could do that, dude. I've had years of practice. Awesome.
Yeah, years of practice. I figured we'd watch a very quick 5-minute video because I'm not watching an hour-long review from Heel versus Babyface.
Oh no, this guy. Okay.
So we're not going to do that, but instead we're going to react to Ryan Kennel because Lord knows. I
thought he was going to watch it or not care about it.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's not caring so hard right now.
He's not like, he's like, I don't care about this.
So I want to see like the extreme negative side because we've been pretty positive. So I want to get like some negative feedback, right? So let's see what his critiques are. The title of this video is "She-Hulk says men are trash. She's better than Hulk." Episode 1 is more Marvel cringe. All right, so let's be fair though. Let's see what he says, right? And then we will analyze and give some feedback on his video.
From the moment we got the first glimpse at the She-Hulk trailer a couple months ago, people knew that this was going to be a disaster. That's why you saw the massive backlash.
Wait,
and
what?
Everything that is
Massive backlash?
Like 5 seconds in already of him talking is just whack.
It's also a flat out lie because they've been at this since the show was announced.
Twitter's been pretty quiet.
And the writers.
Yeah, actually, Twitter's been pretty positive about the show.
Yeah,
except for these guys.
Yeah.
So already we're starting off with illogical fallacies.
has come out since, from the showrunners, from the writers, from all the people involved with this show, only confirmed people's fears about this series. And now that episode 1 is here, people can safely say yes. Everything they told you about this series, that the people who made this series clearly despise men, and they want to make sure that that comes through in their writing.
They clearly despise men. They hate men.
Them. They're like,
I have a question. Hey guys, do we not exist? But we're all men here, correct?
But also, if they despise men, then why have Mark Ruffalo, Tim Roth, and Zeb Wells, who's a writer on the show, be part of the process of the show?
That's because they're liberals and they hate themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently we hate ourselves.
This is a show made by activist women for activist women. And episode 1 was a great example of that. Nice. From the moment we started seeing things in those trailers.
So unless you're an activist, you won't like the show. Okay, gotcha.
Training blows my mind. It's like Jennifer Walters.
It's 3 or 4 lines. Okay, it's 3 or 4 lines. Like, you know, like, okay. And it's about like her character. She's just saying like, this is how I feel about this. Like, and they just go, that's the whole show. Every line is just bashing men, turning them into puddles of piss and shit. Oh.
Right.
She-Hulk just being so much better inherently and, you know, catching on really quick. People said, I'm sure it's going to be different in the show. I'm sure it'll be different. Well, you know what? It's really not. In the show, she catches on to everything immediately. Bruce Banner says how jealous he is of her, and she proves to be right time and time again in this episode, and eventually she gets her way. She's just better than Bruce Banner. She can control herself, and Bruce Banner is jealous of Jennifer Walters. And
Have you not read the She-Hulk comics? That's
Yep.
kind of the point of the character,
Yeah.
like, that she's meant to be like a different version and be better in some aspects. She gets like all the positives of being a Hulk and not the negatives. It's kind of the whole point.
And
Yeah.
she technically didn't get what she wants. The end of the episode, like, kind of proves Bruce right. It's like, hey, no
That
matter
she
what,
can't be. She has
Yeah.
to be both. Like, you can't
Yeah.
just be one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A woman being right equals woke. Yes, apparently.
along the way, if you didn't catch up on that anyway, if you didn't catch the drift that women have to go through so much more than men do, well, they pretty much spell it all out. Here's a little bit of a clip from this.
Oh, shout out to She-Hulk Source. We're Twitter mutuals. They are a great person to follow, especially if you're into She-Hulk comics and stuff. Great account to follow. They've been doing a great job going after the chuds and making fun of them as well. Great person, great account. Go
Look
and
at
support
Ryan's
them.
face.
Yeah, he's very angry.
he's human. He's
Let's
human.
listen to what Jennifer Walters says after she's getting a lesson from Bruce Banner that she wholeheartedly rejects about controlling her anger.
Well, here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you. So all of this just feels like projecting a lot of shit onto me.
And if you thought maybe at the end here, it's like, oh, this is the lesson. She loses control. She loses temper. No, she's able to control that willingly, immediately. No training required, nothing. She's just great. And of course, it all leads up to this battle in the courtroom at the end where she doesn't even try. It's not even a problem. Like, she is just the best.
What? Did he actually watch the show? Because I don't think he did.
He did.
I don't
These
think he
people
did.
don't understand. They
I
don't
think
Yeah.
he just got sent clips from Jeremy. He was like, look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. They talked about a feminist talking point.
Oh, okay.
I think these people have a
I know
horrible
myself, it's
understanding
not-
of,
Oh, it's
of
okay.
media
So we
analysis.
got a hold of Steve,
Yeah.
and when it comes down to
Hold on, I'll just be right. No, you're fine. He watched it. He just started to understand it. That's probably. So she's being judged for being able to control her. Basically,
Yeah.
I guess that you need training to control emotions. That's
Yep,
where we're
you
at
do.
now.
Guys, everyone breathe in and breathe out to control your emotions. Audrey, you can't control your emotions already. I didn't tell you to breathe in, breathe out. And you
Oh,
are already
okay, I'm
controlling your
sorry.
emotions. How dare you?
I'm looking for
How
another.
dare you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Jennifer Walters just immediately incredible. And that's essentially the way that this episode ends. So you get to see the fact that she is a lawyer. You get to see how the crash happened. And, instead of like the comic books where Bruce Banner saves her life by giving her a blood transfusion, otherwise she would die. No, it's the other way around, right? Jennifer Walters drags Bruce Banner out of a car crash, saves his life. That's kind of what's going on, right? And their blood gets mixed and she becomes a Hulk. But the way it ends, could it get any more cringe than this? Just take a listen. The literal definition of a moment.
Why is he like so obsessed with the crapping on stan accounts on Twitter? By the way, I love that person's bio. By the way, Fandom Crunch, MCU stan. I don't know if this is a troll. This is a genuine person, but either way, I hope they're genuine because that's funny as hell. Everyone should just put in their bios MCU stan at this point.
Yeah. Well, the MCU rocks, so.
And just as an aside,
Was Ryan
check this
dancing
out.
to that?
The amount of feet shots in this show. Did Dan Schneider work on Shio? Is that what's going on? Because the amount of like
I didn't even
gratuitous
notice that.
shots-
Why do you notice that? Why did he notice that? I didn't even notice that.
He's actually complaining that there's too many feet shots in this show.
Well, if they
And
were
why,
meant to
wait,
be
why did you go
it'd
to
be okay.
Schneider rather than to Tarantino?
Why? Yeah, like Tarantino likes feet too. Like
Like, why use that
That's the
violent
go-to
person?
foot fetish joke. That's
Like,
the
why?
guy you go to.
Yeah.
Does Ryan have a foot fetish? Is that like because I didn't notice that at all.
Well, he's clearly obsessed with Dan Schneider as well. So,
Well, you know why he said Dan Snyder? Because groomers and pedophiles.
Yeah.
Disney groomer. But
Yeah.
he's actually offended that there's feet in the show.
Well,
I'm
it's
actually
women's
blown
feet,
away.
RJ. It's women's feet. If it was men's
Women's-
feet, that's fine.
If it was Jeremy's feet, he'd be like, "Ooh."
Yeah, he just like put all those toes in my mouth, baby. Let's go.
Hulk feet.
Like, how can you be mad about seeing a woman's feet?
Work on She-Hulk? Is that what's going on? Because the amount of like gratuitous foot shots in this series, a little bit creepy.
So you don't like feet, okay? That isn't that more of an issue with you personally if like you're offended by like shots of feet in a show? Like, am I wrong here? Like,
I didn't even notice all those feet shots.
I'm ready to give my closing argument now.
Just slay queen. It's so incredible. This is what this series is.
Triggered. Ryan's having a moment. He's having a moment.
Someone-
Guys. Let him have his moment.
someone
clip
clip that,
that.
please. Someone clip that, please. Someone clip that where he says "Slay Queen." I want that in a video immediately. Someone clip him saying "Slay Queen." I want that everywhere on Twitter right now. That is amazing. Slay Queen. Please, Hans, please go do that. That's amazing.
Right? Again, it's made by activist women for activist women. They hate men, and they want to make sure you know that. Several times throughout this episode, that was put on full display. I imagine we'll see more. This is the best they got. This is supposed to be a comedy.
Is this the
It wasn't
best you
really
got?
Funny, but I guess
I know,
listeners
right?
should be surprised by that. Already, we have people at the direct trying to say, "Look, it's getting review bombed by men in."
It's true though. Look at the demographics of the users leaving 1-star reviews. The demographics from the profile show that they are mostly men in their upper 30s and 40s. That actually is a statistical fact.
Yeah.
Because what is it, Ryan, that you love saying? Facts don't care about your feelings. Ben Shapiro line. So I mean that's a fact.
Yeah,
They're
if you
30s.
guys want to see
And of
more
course,
legit,
what they,
you might want to review bomb when it comes out, not like the day a couple days before.
Yeah,
You know,
I
just
would
a
wait for
heads
the
up.
show to actually come out
Yeah.
first, then review bomb. You know,
Yeah, that's how it works usually. If you want to see
failed to
legit.
mention in this with
RJ, you
MCU
can't
Direct.
gatekeep review bombing, okay?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna gatekeep. I know how to properly review bomb. God damn it, they don't know how to do it right.
Failed to mention. I think
God,
someone
get your
here,
shit
look,
together,
There's a
man.
lot of people not being honest. They tried to act like it's getting review bombed. Oh, the 1-star reviews far outweigh anything else. Look at the fake 10-star reviews. This
Wait. So the 1-star reviews are legit, but the 10-star reviews are fake. Did it ever?
If he
occur-
says bots, I'm just gonna laugh, dude.
Did it ever occur to Ryan though that perhaps the reason people are leaving 10-star reviews is to counteract the negative review bombing? That people are just trying to like balance it out because people are sick of this review bombing bullshit.
Yeah, damn it.
It's the age-old question: what came first, the 10 or the 1?
Right? Like, what came first, the 10 or the 1? I'm pretty sure the 1 came first, but I don't know.
happened before the series released. Well, it's getting positively review bombed by women in their 30s. Considering the fact that
How do you know that?
Let's see.
Did you look up the demographics? Oh my god, hold on. All right, well, hold on. We'll finish this first, then we'll look at that clip. So hold on.
this is who the series is made for, maybe that makes sense. I don't know if it's going to work out long term. I think that She-Hulk is cringe and it's only going to get worse. It'll be interesting to see when we get some sort of data on this, what the numbers will be for She-Hulk, because quite honestly, I think it's going to be appealing to a very fringe minority of people. They make Bruce Banner out to be a bitch. They make Hulk out to be a bitch in this. I heard some people saying maybe the show's not as bad as it's been, rumored by a lot of people, the backlash. I honestly thought it was a little bit worse than I expected. Maybe not the worst thing Marvel's ever put out, but it's typical phase 4. This is Marvel now. This is the MCU. Focus on identity politics. Focus on all these things that aren't actually a story from people who aren't there to entertain. They're just there to push their narrative.
Oh my God! Wow.
How do these guys reconcile like the films going on in other parts of the world that have like similar issues and social commentary being explored? Like I even saw like a Japanese movie about sexual harassment in the workplace, you know, and it has the exact same type of lines, exact same type of themes. It's like, do they think like the evil SJWs, we got a hold of everything now, like the whole world? We got Japan now. We finally got Japan.
Well, thank you, Hans, for the clip. Let's check this out.
Or you could be an adult and just see it, recognize it, and not let it bother you.
Yeah,
that's true too.
But you don't get content, clicks, and views. So
I need to give my closing argument now.
Just slay queen. Slay queen. It's so incredible. This is what
I tweeted it out too. So
please, yeah.
Slay queen. Slay queen. It's so
Thank you, Hans, for the clip.
This
That's
is for a She-Hulk
awesome.
show, by the way. These guys are so triggered.
Oh wow!
And it's funny to say
wow.
that too. They're triggered by She-Hulk. Like you
Yeah,
say
but
that out loud. It's a great sentence.
Gosh darn it, man! It's all part of the circle, man.
It's all part of the New World Order agenda.
No, they get triggered, okay, and then you get triggered, and then what do? We make a video about being triggered about it, and then they look at that video, make a video about us getting triggered, saying that we're
right,
the ones after them. I mean, I know, and that's why I just don't. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
No,
Slay
you're right.
queen, slay.
I'm not.
I get it. I mean,
mad. I just want.
It's stupid, but it's all hyperbole. It's like I commented in the chat earlier. It's like, come on down to WrestleMania, dude. I'm gonna crap on the latest pop culture, concept, and I'm gonna do it to make you mad. Buy some tickets now. And it's like, yeah, we're fucking eating the popcorn, going, yeah, bring it. But yeah. I hope The Rock comes and lays the smackdown.
Oh, it's Superman, because Shazam, he's too good for Shazam.
Right.
Superman.
Shoot, lucky if we get Superman ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Oh, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you so much.
Have a good night. Sorry, I didn't mean to like end it. Like,
no, you're good, dude.
Brian's like, get out, little Marie Bird.
No, I know.
No, I was gonna leave. I just wanted to come and talk about She-Hulk for a little bit, and I got the bonus of seeing a dumb Ryan video, so it was great.
Yeah,
Slay,
don't forget
queen,
too, before
slay.
we go real quick, Chris Evans has responded with this.
Oh,
Laugh emojis, zipper mouth, hashtag She-Hulk. So I thought that was great.
I hope that when she
I
was
think it'd be
saying,
funny if he like commented "smash" or something. Oh my god, I'd laugh so hard.
I wish they ended it with like the actual fuck, so we could see if it was plural and present tense, like Captain America fucks. Like that would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been pretty funny. But and everybody freaked out. They're like, I thought this show was for kids.
Yeah, finally they care about like the whole the marketing of Disney for other people, other children. Yeah, they care about that for sure. All right, later, guys.
Have a good one.
So now that we're done talking about She-Hulk, I guess we'll talk about this real quick, because we don't talk about comic books enough in regards to this comic book media.
What are you talking? What? No.
So we're actually going to talk about a comic book. Marvel announces
Get
a new
outta
Fantastic
here.
Four run starts in November ahead of the MCU movie. So they just announced a brand new Fantastic Four series will be launching this November, written by Ryan North with art from Iban Coelho, with covers by the legendary Alex Ross. So these will be like sort of like Twilight Zone-esque stories, basically, where it's like each one is going to be like about a little mini story about the members of the Fantastic Four, then they'll team up. Go read comic books, folks. Actually go support your comic books. Comic books are important. And Fantastic Four is getting a brand new run. So, go support comic books.
Absolutely.
Slay, queen, slay.
God damn it. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else going around?
I know I missed the Wednesday Adams talk yesterday.
Yes. Well, that's not Marvel related, but yes, that is something else that
Well,
happened yesterday that I
yeah.
quite enjoyed. Oh, we can talk about The Rock.
The Rock. What's
all
The Rock
right.
cooking?
He wants to have DC crossover with Marvel.
What?
Yeah, so he says that he's optimistic about a crossover. He said,
Easy.
I am optimistic, just my nature is optimistic, and especially when it comes to creative, especially when it comes to the movies, and especially when it comes to the pantheon of DC superheroes and supervillains. Across the street, we have the pantheon of superheroes and supervillains Marvel. To me, they could not only exist, but they should, in my mind, cross paths one day. So, will The Rock be the one who unites Marvel and DC?
Well, I mean, you have James Gunn and The Rock talking about this. I mean, I would not be surprised if it happens.
Only if DC's desperate enough.
Yeah.
Only if DC's desperate enough.
Well, they kind of are.
Hans for $2 here saying Slay Queen Slay.
Slay.
Thank you, Hans. Thank you. I mean, let me ask you guys: would you want a Marvel and DC crossover?
Not really.
Because I don't feel like anyone
mean,
really
I'm not,
wants
like-
it.
I'm not like, I'm not when like, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, if they do it, cool. I'm gonna watch it. Like, but I'm not gonna be like, oh,
I'm just trying to think. Who would that make happy?
yeah. I mean, like,
I think
it'd make
Marvel fans happy, but not DC fans.
Well, I don't know. Would it? I mean, they kind of already have their Superman-esque characters, you know?
oh.
Well, I mean, Icarus flew into the sun, so I guess he's
There you
gone.
go. Well, not really, because you have the world and engine who can recreate him. So, but you do have this tweet from Deadpool.
Oh yeah, share the tweet from Deadpool. Let's see.
I have the tweet up, and he says underachieving since 2014. Sexy guys finished last. The perfect size. Number 1 million. Ignore him. Ignore this guy. But yeah, so Deadpool is
Oscar Thor has that many followers. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, following one person. Hello Kitty. That's funny. But yeah, 1 million people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So wait, what's that? Oh, Deadpool 2.
Deadpool is a VHS.
I love that. I love that, dude.
That's great.
Oh my
Some
god.
classic old VHS tapes. You just get like one little
And Blockbuster.
wrinkle in the corner. Oh man. Blockbuster was like throwing shade at Netflix, and I'm like, really, bitch? Y'all need to shut up.
Yeah.
You made a lot of good people broke, especially right out of high school. Okay. You take that hard-earned McDonald's paycheck, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Blockbuster and get a game. Because getting your
How would
own...
X-23 be in Deadpool 3 though? Would that be like the one from Logan, or would it be a different character?
I'd be all right with that.
Or maybe found that too. I'm just wondering how that would work.
I
So,
also know it's not being
because
Marvel related
multiverse,
as well.
RJ. Because
Well,
multiverse.
yeah.
Grease is returning to AMC theaters this weekend. Each ticket will cost $5, and $1 per every sold ticket will donate to breast cancer research.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna say that like the mutants were a thing in the 90s in the 616, but then somehow Professor Xavier wiped everybody's memory of the mutants. But that's how they're canon.
Maybe.
You're just like, please don't. No, Brian, you're not a writer. Shut up.
Oh, Ben Reilly is going to be in Across the Spider-Verse. The board game leaked showing that.
Nice.
I believe the Watcher told us this was going to happen a couple of weeks ago as well. So there's Ben Reilly right there. He's going to be in Across the Spider-Verse. That's cool. And yeah. I guess for like the last 15 minutes or so, we'll do some Q&A. So if you guys have any questions you'd like us to answer before we get out of here, we will be more than happy to do so.
RJ, will you slay Queen Slay?
Sure.
I have questions. Like,
Sure.
who is Chet? Who is Chet?
Chet is
Banner.
Bruce and Jen's cousin.
And
Why
is
is Chet?
Angry Hulk still in Bruce?
Yes.
I've not seen the new episode yet, fan messages. I've
I
not
have
seen
to
the
catch
new
up
episode
in
yet.
both of those episodes.
And I still think that the 616 ends in Secret Wars, and that's how Galactus is made.
It's possible. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Nothing's impossible. Make your dreams a reality.
Because when you think about it, like, Reed Richards kind of hinted that everything ends anyway, and in Secret Wars, the comic, the universe ended twice and reset itself.
I think some of it, to a certain extent, a lot of it gets hyperbolized for, sensationalism. It's like shock jocks. That's why Howard Stern did his stuff. Just it wasn't political. It was, But now shocking content is political content now.
Yeah.
So.
Caleb Stack here asks, what Spider-Man would you like to see in Across the Spider-Verse? Love to see Super Spider-Man. There's a couple. I want to see the 90s Spider-Man cartoon Spider-Man. I want to see Japanese Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I want the animated. I want the animated series to continue. That whole universe with the animated X-Men, animated Spider-Man. I don't know if the Hulk was connected to that series.
I know Doctor Strange was.
Yeah,
Iron
Doctor
Man, I
Strange
was
in there,
confused.
Captain
I feel like
America's in there.
Fantastic Four appeared in there. Everyone wants like the Spectacular Spider-Man universe to continue, but I would love to see the 90s version.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Professor X just wiped everybody's mind. That way we don't even know. Not even the audience.
I'm not even, yeah.
Yeah. Spectacular Spider-Man could be cool too. That'd be cool. Let's see.
Oh, are you talking about the X-Men in the MCU?
Yes.
I think they're gonna work it so like, because you notice how Colossus is different in the Deadpool movies versus the Fox X-Men movies. I think they're gonna say that the Deadpool movies are the MCU.
Yeah.
That's possible. We'll see. John here asks, what do you think Marvel announced at G23? I'm actually planning on doing a stream, probably next week. Probably not next week, but the following weeks, the week of Monday the 29th through September 2nd. We'll probably do a stream then covering over our predictions for the whole event. Particularly when it comes to Marvel, I think if I wait till the week before, so we might have a better idea what could get announced. I think we'll definitely get more details on some upcoming Disney Plus shows, maybe a couple movie announcements, but we'll have to wait and see. Anthony, you're asking RJ thoughts on Kevin Feige considering leaving Marvel for Secret Wars. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see. That's 3 years away. A lot can happen in 3 years. I would hate to see him go, but I understand if he wants to retire afterward. I would understand.
I want to
Live show announcements. That's possible.
I want them to bring back this idea. If you want to put that, they wanted to do this back in 2012. Now is the perfect time to make a Hulk TV show reboot.
70s TV show.
Yeah, I mean that could have been interesting.
See, I don't know though. Like,
especially instead of like practical effects, you got the CGI Hulk.
If I don't know, they'd have to revert rights, right? I mean, I think NBC would be chomping at the bit for a show like that right now.
Well, the rumor is that the rights to Hulk are going to go back, I think, at the end of this year or next year. So, if that's the case, then they don't have to worry about any of this.
Because I think Hulk works better as a show than it does a movie.
Well, yeah, especially since, like, a lot of our first experience with the Hulk, I mean, was that show. I know mine was like I grew up watching that. Like Thor, my first experience with Thor was when Thor showed up on the Incredible Hulk TV show. Like, so I don't know.
And they
It'd be
don't
nice
even
to see
need
it.
they don't even need to bring back in Mark Ruffalo. They could like someone that's younger and retcon like Edward Norton, like whoever, because we don't really see his origin, do we? Other than that vague flashback at the beginning of Incredible Hulk. So they could retcon that into a new actor for young Bruce Banner.
Mm-hmm. I've not read that comic book yet, but I want to. Classy Ulysses. Depp Boy 22. Yes, I do think Johnny Depp could be Uncle Fester. I think it's a very strong possibility. I could be wrong,
either
though.
Johnny Depp or Christina Ricci, because we don't know who she's playing.
Yeah. First look at Loki season 2. I think that is definitely a possibility for D23. Absolutely. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Taron Egerton as Wolverine. I think that it could happen, but it might be too on the nose. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on it. I don't know
I
what to
think
think
they
about yet.
should go for someone that's ugly and unknown and short and willing to wear the costume pretty much 24/7.
Yeah, and not be the center of attention. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want Wolverine to be the center of the X-Men.
Is so much better when he is like, in that X-Men movie Apocalypse or wherever he was in with the Weapon X. That was a perfect scene because Wolverine is limited if he's like not the focus and just a little cameo. That's all you need. Him tearing up shit.
Yeah.
I think Christina Ricci is going to be the antagonist. Like, she's going to be like the one that's trying to get him kicked out of the manor or whatever. I got a feeling. Or like part of the school board or something like that.
Anthony mentions Eric Bana. No, Eric Bana is too old to play young Bruce Banner. But if they did a multiverse thing, sure.
If we get a variant, yes, I'd be so down for that. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's bring back all
that's going to be
everybody.
Era supposedly as well.
Oh, there you go.
Bryan Cranston will be a villain. I can see that. Chubby Teddy's here saying, "Hey guys, everybody really likes She-Hulk and said that the setup in the first episode. Is that true?" I mean, wait. I'm confused about what you're asking. Did I read that wrong?
Imagine if they brought back Nick Nolte.
They did do some setup for Hulk in the first episode.
Yeah.
That's what you're asking. I quite enjoyed it. The rumor is, yes, they are doing Book of Boba Fett season 2. That might get announced at D23. So that should be interesting if they do decide to move forward with that. So,
It would be nice to get a live-action Spider-Man TV show too, as well. But that won't happen, I don't think.
Yes, Jeffrey Miller. There's going to be a post-credit scene in every single episode, from what we're hearing. Every episode is a post-credit scene.
Yeah, every episode's post-credit scene is also very interesting.
I'm also down for the recast of Betty Ross.
Me too.
You don't want Liv Tyler back?
No, give it back to Jennifer Connelly. Please.
Yeah, she was way better.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, for some scenes, other scenes like.
Well, here's my problem with Liv Tyler: she just stayed on Middle Earth. Like, she played an elf in Lord of the Rings, and every time she delivers a line, it's just that's all I hear.
She's like not acting at all.
It's just like.
Actually, how
Bruce.
about they just bring a good actor to play Betty Ross instead of just either of them?
Well, I like Jennifer Connelly. She's a great actress. All right, fine. I stand alone.
But Sam Elliott.
No, I like Jennifer Connelly as well.
Here's a variety interview with Tatiana Maslany about She-Hulk.
What about it?
It's just an interview that Variety did. It released just now.
What's that background sound?
It's I don't know.
Oh.
It's BET. Mark McKenna from Wayne. Let me look him up. Mark McKenna.
That's a good choice.
He's a little young, but
Well, that's fine. Well, if he like stays the same, that should be fine, right? Because Wolverine doesn't age.
Yeah, that could work potentially. Yeah, they need to bring back the leader. The leader needs to come back. I don't know when they're gonna do the leader again. But they should bring back the leader.
I guess Thunderbolts.
Maybe. Who is the bad? Wasn't it the Absorbing Man? Wasn't he the villain of the Hulk movie? The original.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the dad who became Absorbing Man.
Yeah. We don't talk about that movie.
Ang Lee.
Yeah, we don't talk about that
we
movie.
do. We talk about that movie
that
all
movie,
the time.
That movie, it's not good.
Yes, you gotta rewatch it.
Go ahead, watch it, drop it. Even if you don't think it's legit, we'll read it. We're just kind of just shooting the shit for the last little bit before we end the show.
Like Sam Elliott steals that movie.
Yeah, they called him David Banner, instead of Bruce
Yeah.
Banner, which that was weird.
Bixby's character. Yeah.
Oh, in the TV show, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
And then
called him. No, they called him David Banner in the movie too.
No,
instead of Bruce.
they called him Bruce. They called Brian Banner David. They called the father David.
Oh.
It was like a homage to the show.
Wait, did they reference?
Which is a great homage considering that the father was a psychotic murdering.
Did they reference that Edward Norton was Hulk in Incredible Hulk, and then it went to Mark Ruffalo in this episode?
No, they did not. No.
Because in the Hollywood Reporter article that we'll interview, they mentioned that there was a line about that, and I was reading. I was like, hold on.
That's actually not in this episode. I think it's.
Are you surprised that you guys got away with not certain recasting? That was a Mark Ruffalo ad-lib. That's truly the world of this show. It's a meta as you can possibly get. And that's where meta then discussing the fact that Hulk and the Incredible Hulk.
Caden. That's because the Hollywood Reporter got to watch the first 4 episodes. That's a joke later on, I think. That wasn't in this episode.
Oh, for episode 2. Oh, I didn't even read episode 2 part.
Yeah. Oh my god. No.
Oh. Whatever.
Just ignore that. Pretend you didn't see that.
What was that?
This is why I hate when they do interviews like this, because they always.
What was it?
It's for episode 2. Not like, oh my god.
That's why I hate when they do interviews like that, when they get to see more episodes than we do, because they ask questions about stuff we haven't seen yet.
Oh god damn. Those bastards.
So, okay, here's a question. Let me pull up my screen here. Okay. When you see Wolverine for the first time in the MCU, do you want it to be this classic suit before we get the regular yellow suit?
I don't know. I don't know what they would do, honestly.
How would that look in live action?
Yeah, you got to think about how they look in live action, especially.
That's why they've always avoided that look.
They could do like the original, like they could do like the 80s, like yellow and brown, and then go from yellow and brown to yellow and blue instead.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to relegate Wolverine to a secondary character, you can make him more bright ass yellow.
Yeah. The leader might show up in She-Hulk, maybe. Watcher here says this is interesting, and I'll get to Chubby Teddy's question next. I heard a rumor that they are making a Mephisto Halloween special and a Man-Thing special and the Mephisto special, and Marvel's eyeing Sean Bean to play him. That'd be interesting if they did like a Mephisto Halloween special. That could be interesting. If they do like a yearly Halloween special for 2023 and 2024. That could be interesting. I wouldn't be against them doing more holiday specials. Like every year, it's like a supernatural themed character.
And then that dude that from New Rock Stars would be like, "Yay, finally!
Mephisto, yeah, he was there the whole time.
I won!"
Right? I think Glenn Powell as Cyclops could be good. Chubby Teddy, Glenn Powell, could work from Top Gun Maverick. Yeah,
Or
let's try
Joseph
it.
Quinn.
Or Joseph Quinn. Yeah, that could work too. Yeah. All right. So I think at that point, guys, we're going to wrap up the show. I want to thank Little Movie Perp, CJH, Brian, and Caden for joining me for this conversation about She-Hulk. And thank you to Senior Nerd. Senior Nerd, I am sorry I didn't have you on more. Just that I want to keep the panel a little tighter, but I will try and get you in. I'll try and do a member stream maybe. And we'll try and get you in another time in if you're still watching. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back next week for a discussion on She-Hulk Episode 2. And maybe we'll do another stream later if there's any other breaking Marvel news. But until then, guys, let us know down in the comments below what you thought of the first episode of She-Hulk. And let us know if you're looking forward to the rest of the show. And support CJH's merch.
Yeah. I'm going to put the link in the private chat.
Yes, go right ahead. All right. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching and supporting. And
If you want to put that in the live chat.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Make sure to go support CGH's merch. Thank you, CGH, for letting me know about that. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week for more conversations on She-Hulk going forward. And we're out of here.